Button. Found a new button on the little machine here. Hey, welcome to Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy. Thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for regularly being here after the numerous mistakes we have made here on the show. I can't thank you enough for continuing to come to the show. I really appreciate it. We are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, streaming live on YouTube, sometimes on Facebook, but always on YouTube now. Everything is uploaded, or everything is done on YouTube. 6 o'clock at night during the week, we have content going up. Do me a favor, I'll get to this real quick. If you're on YouTube watching it right now, just jump down, subscribe, like the video. Do it. Like the video real quick, subscribe to the page. It goes a long way. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Normally right around here, after the show, after we do these shows, I'll have the guest out in a few minutes. We record, and they're uploaded to podcast. So we will be on every podcast format or platform within the next day or two. It'll be, Spotify and iTunes and iHeartRadio, which apparently takes a little bit longer for some reason. I'm not really sure. But I need to fix things over there at iHeart Radio. Right about here I go. There's news. There's a lot of news today. I'll get to it in a minute. Normally I go, hey, let's thank the sponsors. You should thank the sponsors up front, the people this show is sponsored by. And here's what I do. I go, this show is sponsored by no one, because I don't have any official sponsors. But in reality, my sponsors are all of the viewers. I have several people that tune in on a regular basis. You've been very gracious, very helpful, very nice, and I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart, the fact that you're all tuning into the show and supporting me on a financial basis. It helps me take care of all the upgrades and the stuff that I had to buy, because before COVID, all I had was a phone. That's it. Now I have a whole bunch of stuff. So thank you so much for supporting the show. If you want to support the show financially, if you're interested, if you like quarantine comedy or any of the online content that I provide, feel free. I made it easier. Look, just go to LennySchmidt.com/if you can. See how that? If you can support, if you can, go to LennySchmidt.com/if you can. There are numerous ways to support the show on that page right now. You can use your credit card, and you can charge like as low as $1, $5, 25, anything over 25. By the way, I will gladly send you a download copy of all 3 of my most recent albums that I have on download copy. You can also donate. It's a little structured down. There's $25. I think it goes to 100. I think there's a slot for 1,000, just to make it easy for you guys. Even easier is PayPal is on that page as well. You can go to PayPal, and there's a little knot there. It starts at $1, and you can donate as much as you want. You can click it up to $1, $2. If you want to go as high as $2, feel free to donate $2. Or if you want to go 10, 15, or 1,000, again, you can do it there on PayPal. Feel free to do all of that right there at LennySchmidt.com/if you can. If you're on a mobile phone and you go there, you can also donate through Venmo on that particular page as well. PayPal will allow you to do that. Or you can go to the Venmo page, which is my Venmo is at Lenny Schmidt. You can hit any one of those, and I will be more than happy to take your money. I will really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring the show and donating. Also, if you can't, for some reason, if you can't donate or sponsor, I'm playing with the buttons right now. If you can't donate or sponsor financially, I understand COVID sucks. I'm online trying to get sponsor money. So if you enjoy the show and you don't want to sponsor money, you don't want to give me any money, that's fine. Do me a favor. You can sponsor or support the show even without spending a dime. Go to the YouTube page and just subscribe to the YouTube page. It's Lenny Schmidt Comedy. Just go, check it out, and support the show. That's it. Apparently, subscriptions are as good as money. That's what the Knights of the Round Table at YouTube have told me when I asked them what I should do about getting paid for these shows that pull in 80 viewers a day. So there you go. There's your 2 options. Bam. You can go there, go to LennySchmidt.com/if you can, or you can go to the Venmo, go at Lenny Schmidt, or you can just simply do something and follow us on YouTube. There you go. Subscribe to us on YouTube. That's it. I think that's pretty much it. Let's get to we should get to the guests now, and I will in a second. However, if you haven't guessed by now, this is pre-recorded. This is a new pre-recorded opening because I'm sick and tired of opening the show screaming at the computer and plugging in cords and strangling myself at hitting buttons and trying to connect to the guests, and I never get anything right. And then I miss all this promo stuff, and I can't plug the websites. I can't plug anything. I can't plug anything correctly. So I just taped it all. That's it. I taped it. So now there's not going to be any, there's no issue. Now I got it all out there, and we're going to start the show like we normally do right now. So now it all goes to shit. Right now. It all goes to shit. In 3, 2, every time I open the show, I forget to turn the sound on. Every single time. It's like clockwork. Here's what I do. I got it, no audio. Everybody chimes in. I love my followers. Everyone's like, can't hear you, sound, no audio. What's wrong with you? Pick it up. Let's go. Everybody now should. I'm glad you guys are here. Here's what I do. I turn the sound off during the promo because I'm fiddling around back here making noise. Sometimes I'm yelling at the kids. That's what I do. I yell at the kids. When I got nothing else going on, I yell at my kids. And I don't want you guys, because one time I heard a show, and all I heard was me in the background going, Lily, did you eat my sandwich? I actually heard that in the background. That's what I heard in the background of my show. So I felt that was not very professional. So I turned the sound off during the thing, and now I constantly forget to turn the sound on when I start the thing. Hi, folks. How are you? Good to see you. What I said was that music that you hear, that's my music. I recorded it with my own. I have a guitar and a drum setup. I have a whole studio right here, right next to this studio. And if you believe me, that's it's bullshit. It's not bullshit. I don't have a studio at all. I got nothing. That music is not mine. Stock. Got it online, and it's free stock. I have to give props to Ben Sounds. That's where I get my music. www.bensounds.com. I put their tag or their URL in every video I put up. They're great. I used all their music for all my videos. So there you go. How are you guys doing? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Let's say hello to everyone who's here. Almost everyone is on. It looks like, everybody's over on YouTube. I like this. I think we've made the transition. All 20 of my hardcore followers are here. Robbie, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Vincent, how are you? Mr. Mulligan, I went through your Instagram today. Very impressive. Nice pictures. Very nice work. I had no idea you were so talented, my friend. I have a lot of talented people that follow me. That's very cool. Also, Larry Warden, a little thank you for the care package of, this is just 2 of the items that Larry sent me. Here's 2 more. There you go. Larry travels probably more than I do, and much more internationally than I do. So he sent me little packets of soap and toothpaste, little travel things you get when you travel. You go to a hotel, they have little shampoos and stuff on the back. I don't know if you travel internationally on the airport or the airplanes. Sometimes they give you masks and a little fake toothbrush. Then they give you all kinds of stuff. So I got some cool stuff. Larry sent me a bunch of stuff. I added it to my collection. It's right here. It's a big bag. This is full of all the stuff Larry gave me, and about 300 bars of soap that I got from Carnival, because they put them in the laundry room, and you can grab a bar of soap every time when you're in there. So when I go, I better grab 2 or 3 in case there's a pandemic, and then I'm not on a shift for 4 months. So it's a good thing I did that. I was thinking ahead. Big sip. Sorry, that was disgusting. How you guys doing? Larry Warden, you're here. Everybody's here. Vince Mulligan, Robin Greenberg, hello. I'm going to say hello to you so that you're not upset or mad. Robbie's ready for a nap. Thank you very much, Robbie. I like to hear that right when I start a show. Somebody wants to doze off. Thank you very much. That's really cool. So there you go. I don't have a lot of news. I read through the news again. The news is bullshit. I'm sick and tired of the news. It's a lot of bad news. It's all COVID stuff, blah, blah. Although I got to think they're reaching sometimes, because the numbers in California are going down. I read this stat today. This is a true stat. There was 20 states, 2 weeks ago, 20 states had a 25% increase on a regular basis of their COVID cases. That number is down to 2. And our numbers here in California are down below 15. They're like 5 or something like that. They're very low. Numbers in California, all the numbers have gone down. Everything, the ICU beds, the cases, the deaths, all the numbers in California have been going down steadily for a couple of weeks. That's really good news. I find that encouraging. So I don't know if you guys do or you don't. The cruise news is not, this is great. There's a horrible story out of Alaska. I can't, there's a place called, what the hell? I'll tell the story. Why not? It's, I just read it. There's a place called No Cruise or No Cruises or Alt Cruise or No Cruise. And this is where I should introduce Manny because he just ran away from the desk. This is where I should go. Ladies and gentlemen, Manny Oliveira. At least running back to the desk. There's a cruise in Alaska. This is totally true. Someone in Alaska, he's saying something, but I didn't hear him. There's a cruise in Alaska that went on a cruise from Juneau. It only left Juneau. And then they went and they did some adventure cruises. They went to check out some, not excursions so much, but where you get to go up and see bears, and animals and stuff like that. It was a world. They call it like an anti-cruise because it's not a fancy cruise. You're supposed to just go out and just live check out the wilderness and get back in the boat and come back. So there was a woman that tested for COVID before she left, and then came back with nothing, negative, and then she flew to Juneau and got off the plane. And before she got on the ship, they tested her again for the country did, the state did it. They go, we're going to do state testing. So they tested her again. It took 3 days to get the results. And they let her just get on the ship. So that she gets on the ship 3 days into the cruise. They contact her. She tests positive, right? So now they cancel the whole cruise, turn around, come back. Everybody's all upset. Everybody's mad. They come back. They test everybody getting off the ship. Now she tests negative. So, and that cruise company canceled all their cruises for the rest of 2020. They have a bunch of cruises of these things. So the question that remains is, well, they got to figure out the testing, obviously, especially when it comes to the cruising. But also, this is a negative positive, right? Is that it? A faulty positive, an anti-positive? I don't care anymore. Anyway, that's why I don't talk about the news barely. Anyway, that happened in Australia. The only other news, I have no other news. I got a bunch of email today. And I have 700 emails from Kamala Harris. 700 emails. That's I get constantly, ever since she was named as a running mate, I'm getting constant emails, 3 or 4 a day. That's probably because Joe Biden can't work a computer. I'm just guessing on that. I'm not sure. All right, man. I got a lot of people here. Robin's here. Alex is here. Thank goodness. Everybody wants to cruise again. People that follow my page want to cruise again. Doggone it. All right. And with that in mind, I'm going to bring out a gentleman here. This is our guest today. You guys know who he is. You guys are cruisers. If you go to Carnival Cruise, you know this gentleman. He's a good friend of mine. I want to do this first. Let's do this really quick. He's a stand-up comic and he does a lot of improv. When you see Manny Oliveira's show, it is much different than any other stand-up show you may see. Manny will grab his microphone and go into the crowd and bounce around, and it's an interactive show. I'm telling you right now, if you are in the crowd and you are watching Manny's show, he's going to come up to you and he's going to say something, and we're going to give you a little taste of that right now. I think this is how we're gonna do this. Let's see if this works. What do you think? I'm not sure if my buttons work. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's see.
Yeah, well, you're a mechanic? Yeah, come to the adult show. I want to talk to you. Who else got a buck? Oh, here we go. Stand up, sir. Whoa. All right, let's go in. Still working?
Yes.
What does she do?
Plumber.
Are you a plumber?
No.
What do you do?
Safety.
Safety? Oh, you like a OSHA kind of guy?
Kind of guy.
Okay, yeah. Well, you make more money as a plumber. Stand up, man. Oh, him. Stand up, sir. How old is he?
36.
36? You ought to give her $10. 36. You're going to take it to an optometrist.
Folks, that's my friend right there. That's my good friend Manny Oliveira. Let's see if we can get him out here live to talk to us right now. Bam, bam, bam. There he is, Manny Oliveira.
But oh, there's a delay here. Oh, this is great. This is like being in a Japanese a movie.
Dude, your delay's even worse. What happened? I tried to fix it.
You cannot come to me. This is not happening.
There's Godzilla's
Give me
coming.
the princess. I want her now.
Let me see if I can tweak your sound one more. I don't know why that's happening. Let me see what I can do.
It's okay, man. People understand.
Let me give it. Let's try
Wait
this.
for it. Wait for it.
All right. Let's try that. Oh, I didn't even hear that clap. That's not good at all.
You
All right,
didn't hear
man.
the clap?
Oh, there we go. That's better. I think you're better.
What?
That's a little better.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to go with that.
fine.
Good enough. Fair enough. Fair enough, Manny. How are you?
I'm good, man. You know, just getting by, taking it one day at a time, trying to get back to work, like we're all doing.
Yeah, I hear you. Are you at home or are you locked in a hotel room? You're in
No,
your
I'm at
bedroom.
home. I'm in my bedroom. And you said I would never get you in here.
Fool me once, Manny Oliveira. Fool me once.
Oh, no wonder you call me a pain in the ass. Anyway,
So
I tell you, Lenny, I don't know if people, I don't know how many people are watching, but people who do have to be thoroughly entertained because you do a terrific job. I've seen at least 10 of these podcasts, and you do a great job. I saw the one with Tommy Drake.
Oh, good. Right
And,
on. Yeah, Tommy was fantastic.
Oh, Tommy's great. You know, I'm
It always pays to have someone way better looking than you on the show. Like if I have someone on the show, I want them to be way better
thanks.
looking than me. So that worked out great with Tommy. I wasn't able to do that today, but we did the best we could, and we went ahead and we got Manny.
Tommy's great. Tommy's terrific. I saw the one with Billy D. Washington, Larry Reeb.
Oh, thanks,
I watched Doug Williams the other day. I mean, you do a great job.
Thank
man.
you.
This
I
is something
appreciate
where-
it. They've gotten progressively better. The first I have all the old ones saved up, and I'm going to release a best of the worst over the next few weeks. And there's a lot of Keith gave me that suggestion. Keith Runyon, who's a follower here, and I think has seen you on the strip as well. But he gave me that idea. I was like, that's a really good idea because I got a whole bunch of them that are just crappy. They're not good. Where you think this sounds bad now, there was like I got a bunch where people are frozen. You know, and people are just talking. And there's,
You know, I'm glad you put that clip. That's a clip from the Family Show, one of the shows that I did, and you know, because
yeah,
I mean, it gets pretty.
I didn't set it up right. I love that idea, the give her a buck thing. It's a whole set it up a little bit for the audience so that they know exactly what it is.
Well, what I do is I select a kid from the audience and I take them around the crowd to answer questions, and for every question, they got to give her a buck, whether she's right or wrong,
I love that.
and then I keep the money.
Yeah, I got the clip of you counting the cash at the end too. I wasn't gonna show that part. I'm gonna let that go. That's a great way to make an extra $30 on a cruise. Smart move.
These people, they're making a killing, and then they end up in the arcade the whole time.
Yeah, those kids, those stupid kids.
This is great. How are you, by the way?
How am I? I'm good. I'm good. I'm all right, man. I'm tired. I'm busy. We're plugging away. I'm doing the same thing you're doing, man. We're just I'm slowly forgetting I was a comedian, things like that. That's working on my
I'm so everybody's writing new stuff. I'm just writing down the old stuff.
I started doing that a few weeks ago. I listen to old tapes and I just write down jokes in long form just so I can kind of remember stuff in my act.
Absolutely. It's hard.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of people don't realize that this isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
Yeah. 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 Well, who is it? Doug and I talked the other day. It's like we don't just do comedy because we want to. We do it because we have to. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There's not a whole.
It's
It's kind of therapy for us. Yeah, it really gets us. I didn't realize how much I needed love from strangers till everything ended. So.
Well, I always need love from strangers because the people who know me would never give me any.
That's true. That's true.
It's just,
Yeah.
It's almost like, it's strange because I know a lot of people, there are a lot of people out there, and I'm not going to be maudlin about this, but there are a lot of people out there who are suffering from different mental illnesses and things like that. Depression sets in, anxiety sets in. I mean, you get up in the morning, you feel sometimes like you have no purpose. But I, uh, I think that people need to stay in touch with each other, especially us. We're a fraternity
Yeah,
of
yeah.
sorts. With the hazing.
It is. Well, the one thing is the hardest thing. I gotta be. It's not the traveling that I miss, or even the. It's the getting off or being at an airport and running into four comics, or being in a port and how many times you're coming into port where you're messaging people and you're like, all right, I'm in Cozumel for the day. Who's coming in? And you're like, oh, let's meet at Three Amigos. I mean, that's what got us. We did that all week long. That was the best part of cruising for me, was hanging out with comics all week.
Exactly, and it's the bond. But hopefully sometime soon it'll be back.
I think. Well, I think it will. I think it'll come back. I think they're going to do short cruises and they're going to do islands, and they're trying to figure it out. Trust me. That's why when they just postponed it again, I think that was a smart move because I got to say hello to people that are here. Russ Nagel's here. He's got a question for you. Hold on. Let's go to Russ Nagel real quick. Ask Manny about the remote control in my cabin.
Russ and I were working together on a ship, and we decided we're going to watch Blazing Saddles. But you know how the rooms are. Sometimes there's no place for the other person to sit. So I laid down with Russ Nagel.
Ah,
Well,
sweet.
all of a sudden he starts feeling something on his bottom side, and he says, "What is that?" And I go, "I don't know." And then he says, "Well, I hope it's the remote." And as it turned out, it was the remote. But when he felt it the second time, it was a surprise.
Well, you felt like he was opening the table. I understand. If you're going to bring it up, then it seems like
Oh, I brought it up.
Oh, I walked right into that one. All right.
There's nothing. I mean, you got to back into it. Anyway,
Well, you and Russ were in one of those little beds in the Carnival. Which ship were you on? That there's no room, and there's barely room for me in that bed.
I think it might have been the Victory out of Orlando, out of Miami.
All right.
And it was a 4-day and a 3-day. And we spent the whole time together. And,
I bet you did.
Blazing Saddles means something to him now. He had a blazing saddle that night.
He's got a little tear in his eye every time it comes up.
I know.
Every time he hears the word
Malcolm,
Mongo.
Is it true that they say about you? Oh, it's true. It's true. Yeah, he didn't understand my mixed bloodline.
You didn't understand it?
But there's nothing. If you sit in the back of a motorcycle, from what Russ tells me, since he's America's funniest biker.
Sure, that's what I've heard.
They call that sitting bitch.
Because sitting bitch. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Well, I changed that.
All right, I'm bouncing between Facebook and YouTube, and Bob Brisendine is here too. Give from Bob Brisendine. I'm saying hello. All the comics are stopping at Manny. Manny tried the same. Oh, you pulled the same remote stunt with Bob. That's what Bob said. Bob said you pulled the same remote stunt. Is that your move? Is that your go-to move? That's the remote. Do you carry a remote with you just in case those instances come up?
I'm a crowd pleaser. You bring me a magician, I show you magic.
Yeah, right on. Poof, ta-da!
You should have seen how I juggled Tommy Drake.
All the bases covered, my friend.
Oh yeah. You try to, it's like everybody talks about, different times when you're dating and stuff, you get to first base, and second base and third base. And with me, I hit a grand slam where 3 guys scored just before I do.
You're an MVP, my friend. MVP candidate. All the way. That's all the sports we need now. Little Manny Oliveira.
That's it.
That's it.
What else?
So where you at, man? You're up east? Where you at? Where you living now? You're up east, right? Northeast, East Coast?
No, I grew up in Rhode Island, but I live in Atlanta.
Okay. Are you getting out? Or are you doing any? What's the deal down there? Are there shows or what's going on? Anything? Nothing?
No, we're setting records. California's going down, but we're making up for it.
That's great. Yeah, I haven't caught up.
Losers.
You got crap with your governor and mayor going on, and I know that's going on. There's some sort of shit.
Yeah, I mean, about a mask rule. It's like, wear the mask.
Yeah.
It's like Halloween. Everybody wears a mask. Every day is Halloween.
Yeah, just wear the mask. I got to be honest with you. I think it's stupid. I hate it, but I wear it everywhere because I'm like, why don't we all just wear a mask for like 6 weeks? Let's just do it. Just wear. You know, what's the big deal? I mean, shit. We've been sitting. It's been 5 months now. You know what I mean? Why didn't everybody just commit to going? You know what? Fuck it. Let's all wear a mask for just like 8 weeks. Let's just do it, all of us, and then just get it done.
And if we did that, I mean, we'd be like New Zealand.
Yeah, right. No, that's what I think we would, man. I think we would too. We'll have to see. I don't know. We'll see what happens the next few.
Lord of the Rings here.
Oh, geez, almost knocked everything over. That's not good. Okay, there we go.
What do you do over there?
I have about a 2-foot space to move around in. The size of my shooting area is less than the size of the cabin that you and Russ cuddled in. There's not a lot of room here in this area. Were you just fixing your hair? Did that really just happen?
I must stop by. Yeah, my hair. Look how much of it I got.
That's why I was so confused.
I'm trying to hide the yarmulke spot.
You got a built-in yarmulke spot. It looks real.
Exactly. That's why I should have been Jewish.
You should. Yeah. You got the little holder and everything.
I got everything, but my yarmulke has a propeller.
I think they frown on that. Do they frown on it? Is that okay? Are they cool with that?
No, as long as you bring Cecil with you.
Okay. Okay. All right. Right on. That's doable.
Where are your kids?
They're good. I got both kids with me. I got both teenagers are living with me here now. So I brought Lily here before the shit hit the fan, and now who's texting me? I don't know. People are sending me. Try to keep track of everybody messaging me for the show. They're good. My oldest daughter she's living with me now. But I've been here about a year. She has a job. They got school starting up in the next week. They're doing virtual school. So they're doing school from here. They're good. We're talking about we're looking at a bigger apartment. We might move. I don't know. This virtual school thing is bullshit. At least for Lily, for the high school.
I did virtual college for 3 years.
You did what? Oh, did you really?
Virtual college for 2 years. I just didn't show up.
Yeah, that's good.
I go, come on, I'm making so much money selling this pot.
Just stupid. I don't have time for this school. It's ridiculous.
Exactly. School didn't teach me this.
No, not. So no shows in Atlanta. When were you were you on a ship when it all went down? Like in March? Did they send you home? You were one of the guys?
My last ship was on the 15th of March.
Yeah, mine too.
And I got off in Miami and came home and never went back. That's the other thing too. I hear all these stories about how many thousands and thousands of reservations they're getting for cruises, and it's a huge industry, and it gives us a chance to work out a lot of stuff. And you have to be, it used to be you only had to have one show, and you go up there and you do it for your 15 or 20 minutes. But now, when you got 5, it makes you work. And that's one of the reasons I do what I do now. I mean, I've been at this, October 1st will be 43 years.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, I started when I was 2.
Yeah. Wow, you look great for 45.
Oh, yeah. You're hysterical.
Well, some of the ships, like I was doing Princess. I started doing Princess last year. Some of them still do the old school, one or two shows in the theater thing. You know what I mean? So they
Really?
do, yeah, they do that, which I kind of like both vibes, but I like the carnival vibe more. And Norwegian's levity ships kind of do the same format. They have a club, and in there about 7 to 9 shows a week in levity,
Oh, wow.
but it's more clean shows, but it's a lot closer to carnival. But I like the carnival format because you're doing 10 shows a week, 5 different shows. And
Yep.
I got in at the beginning. You're like, oh God, how am I going to come up with all that stuff? And everyone says that to me, like that's a lot of material. I'm like, if you've been doing it 25 years and you don't have that material, then you're not trying. You know, just look.
Exactly. What's hard is going back to a club.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's weird. I've done clubs before where I've done 2 different shows on a Friday night. You know, and people have come up to me after.
Really?
The staff will be like, "Did you do 2 different shows tonight?" I go, "Yeah." And they're like, "No one comes in here." I go, "Well, I know a lot of every ship guy I know could do 2 different shows on a Friday night, you know."
Exactly.
And sometimes I won't. Like I
Exactly.
always fall in love with the material I'm doing most, or my newest stuff. You know what I mean? Like my newest stuff. There's certain stuff I like the most, so I like to do it a lot. But then after about a week of clubs, like I got 2 weeks of clubs coming up, thank God. And after about a week of it, I'll want to rotate. So then I'll start doing completely
Where
different
are you
shows.
going? Where are you going to be?
I got Oklahoma City and Wichita.
Oh,
Jeff
the Looney
Jones's
Bin?
rooms, Looney Bins, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
which are
Oh,
great
good for
rooms.
you.
Yeah,
Good for you.
Larry and Terry in Oklahoma City. They've been around forever. That's a lot of fun. So I can't. So far, everything looks fine there, and I know some guys that were just in OKC, and they said they're open. There's just now it's just different. You know, like in Chicago, the rooms are open in Chicago. That's just different. Everything's spread out, and there's, I guess there's
I just talked to
plexiglass.
somebody in Chicago today, a friend of both of ours, Tim Walco.
I love Tim Walco. He's the best. He's great.
You should have him on. He's a great one, boy.
You know what? He should. I should call Tim for sure. I don't know why I haven't called him. Dude. I'm gonna write his name down right now. He used to
Yeah.
use the word "fuck stick" 19 times in his act, and it used to make me laugh so hard every time. Every time I saw, he was one of those guys. One of those guys I would sit down and watch because I knew him back. Even I've never worked with him on a ship. I worked with him in Chicago years ago. We used to hang out
Yeah.
at the Funny Bone and stuff. And so I would sit and watch him when I would feature and headline. I would sit and watch his act every night. I never laughed so hard. That rental car bit is one of the best. I mean, he just kills me.
It's the
Oh,
best.
yeah, it's a rental.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, get the
Maybe it
insurance.
was the gasoline I had in the trunk.
He's so funny. Yeah, but he says,
Tim is just the best. But I think we knew each other in Chicago.
oh, did we?
I
That
was
could be.
there from I was there from 77 to 91.
Oh, I don't know.
And
I didn't come back till. Oh, I came back around then because I left in the early
Yeah.
'80s and came back in '90 or '91, and that's when I started doing studying improv and working zanies. I was doing the IO there, the
Yeah,
Whitdale Close. Yeah.
I opened a place there called the King's Manor.
Okay.
It was
Yeah, I
one of
heard
those
that.
medieval, yeah, where you eat with your hands. But yeah, I'm sure we had met in Chicago because when I was talking to Tim today, I go, he was around. And he goes, yeah, you should have known him from here. And I thought, yeah, maybe I do.
That could be.
And then the more I thought about it, I'm sure our paths would cross because I used to go down to Zany's all the time. And I mean, back in the day, there was Emo was there. Although his name back then was Phil Bufka.
Yeah, he rotated. He went through characters. Did a couple of them, and then ended up on emo. By the way, maybe one of the best joke writers I've ever met in my entire life. That guy is a genius.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. He used to do this thing. He had straight hair, not the hair he has now, and he would run his hand through his head,
Yeah, yeah.
and his hair would fall into a different style.
Oh, really?
It's like the most yeah. I mean, if he did it over here, the hair would go this way, this would go this way. Then he split it in the middle. Then it would just go all the way back. Then it go all the way forward. It was just an uncanny thing. I go, God, that's a trick I need to learn.
Well, you got to have some hair to make that trick work, Manny.
Yeah, I know. No, I can. I can't even comb over.
Can you shift your bald spot around? That would be a move if you can move the bald spot from here. By the way, I have a bald spot as well. Hang on.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got one too.
Oh,
So
God,
I'm not.
yeah.
Please,
We're
trust
ready
me,
for the synagogue.
yeah. Wait for the. What the? Sorry, I can't even work the headphones. That's how bad I am at all this stuff over here.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
Getting back to what we do.
I never worked with
Good.
Emo, but he's a great phenomenal. From Downers Grove. I was near there. It was Bolingbrook. I came from Bolingbrook is where I came from.
Yeah. Where are you from in Chicago?
South Side, Bridgeport as a kid, but then I went to high school in Bolingbrook. Lived in the Romeoville Bolingbrook area. Yeah, trust me, Bridgeport is not that. You're making it sound way cooler. That is a South Side blue collar.
I think I'm thinking of Barrington.
Yeah, you're thinking of Barrington. That was my ex-wife, not me. I'm Bridgeport. Bridgeport is more plumbers. Barrington is more tech guys.
Yeah, on the south side, right?
Geez, look how bright my forehead is. Holy cow, I got to turn that light down. Yes, south side.
Oh, that's
right
your
through
forehead?
Archer.
I
should turn this light down. Hold on.
Closer.
All right. That's better. That's a little bit better. Hey, see? I got no room, Manny. I can't move out of this area. Okay, there we go.
Really?
Yeah, Bridgeport.
You got a background?
47th and Archer. That's where I was.
Oh, yeah.
I spent a lot of time in that area. In fact, I had a ton of family from that area. That's Bridgeport, and also the Burbank. Part of that is called Burbank, Illinois area, where my stepbrother's from. So, but I knew that area really well.
Huh?
I love Chicago. I love the city. Wouldn't mind being there now. It's hot here right now. We're dying here, but
it's my favorite city. It's everything you want in a city and less.
Yeah, and less.
Well, Chicago's not really over the top. I mean, it's a working man's, blue collar, white collar, academia. It's certainly ethnically diverse.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
I mean, I'm here in Atlanta, and the ethnic diversity is on one street.
Oh,
it's Buford Highway.
I've never been to Atlanta.
Anything you want.
I've never been to Atlanta
You
ever.
haven't?
No, it's one of the cities I just haven't never made it to.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know
I've lived here for, over 20 years, but it's not, after living in Chicago and Boston, New York, and places like that, it's not that kind of city. It's a prototype for urban sprawl. Everything's all over the place.
Right.
It's like, what can I compare it to? Dallas, maybe? I mean, everything, you have to have a car here, just like you do in California.
Yeah, you got to have a car. You can't do anything here.
It's not centrally, like, you go downtown in Chicago, downtown is like, it goes for blocks and blocks and blocks, east, west, north, and south. But here, it just is one downtown area, and then it starts to spread out into almost like suburbia.
Right,
but not
right,
quite that. It's an odd city. And then Chicago is a city of neighborhoods. You can live in a Polish neighborhood, a Greek neighborhood, an Italian neighborhood, an Irish neighborhood, a Jewish neighborhood. I mean, there was always somewhere else to go. Here you live in the hood.
Yeah, right. In Chicago, the neighborhoods, they all have their own street fairs and festivals. And, I mean, summertime is such I really miss summer in Chicago.
The food.
Oh, my God. That was good. What's the food like in Atlanta?
Yeah.
It's got to be a lot of southwestern Tex-Mex type stuff or southern.
Fried.
A lot of fried stuff.
Fried.
Look at you fry. Everything's fried.
There are a lot of great stuff. They'll fry anything. They'll fry a pizza here. I'm telling you, everything's got to get and grits. I can say as long as I've lived in the South, I have never eaten a grit.
Really, I love grits with cheese. What about shrimp and grits?
Really?
Get shrimp and grits.
No.
It's garlic and cheese and grits, dude.
They're called grit.
I know what they're called, but they're with cheese and shrimp. They're delicious. They're fantastic.
They could call it grime. That's what they ought to do. You want some grime with that? And here, a Waffle House started here. They have the Waffle House Museum here. Where you can get it scattered, smothered.
Oh,
buttered.
I love Waffle House. I'm a big fan of the Waffle House.
Waffle House is great. Waffle House is great, but the thing is that 2:00 in the morning. So I remember the last time Kid Rock was in town. 3:00 in the morning, he got into a fight. I go, it's 3:00 in the morning at the Waffle House. You bring gloves.
Yeah. What do you think's gonna happen at 3 o'clock in the morning in a Waffle House? That's not surprising. You know, nothing good happens after midnight, and definitely nothing at a Waffle House happens good after midnight.
Oh yeah, right.
Right.
You know, it's like this is where they should do the testing for genetic inferiority.
At the Waffle House.
Yeah, at the Waffle House. Come on in. I don't think your eyes are supposed to be that close.
I love the
You can't
waitresses
even
too,
see
because they give you shit back. Those waitresses don't take any guff, man. There's the
Oh,
hardcore
none.
waitresses that I was in there and asked for an English muffin, and this woman actually hit me in the head. I'm not kidding. Do you have an English? Do you have an English muffin? Smack! You're at a fucking Waffle House. I go, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Whatever you have, I'll take.
But you know what gets me is they yell out the order, and the guy cooking or the two people cooking, whatever it is, remember everything.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that, dude. I can't.
I don't either. It's like give them an algebra test.
I mean, they only have 6 menu items, so maybe that helps. But you know, because it's basically the scat.
I was in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, with we were working in Birmingham. I tell this friend of mine, listen, I'm going to take you to Tuscaloosa. There's this great rib place. It's called, oh God, I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, I said, I'll take you out there. So I take him out there. You walk into the place. They've got this cooler with about 300 different things to drink. Okay? You pick anything you want. And so we sit down. The waitress comes over, and she says, he says, well, I'll look at a menu. And she says, well, we got ribs and white bread. He says, no, that's okay. I'll look at the menu. She says, I just told you the menu. We got ribs and white bread.
Yeah, but I bet those are good ribs, man. I bet those are good ribs, though. There's a place we went to in North.
It was called Dreamland.
Called what?
Dreamland.
Dreamland? Are you, really? A rib place called Dreamland?
Yep. And there was a guy in the back. There was a guy in the back, and those those big barrel things cut in half and laid down.
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way to cook ribs, brother. Big thing full of charcoal and wood. Yeah, just one guy back there firing them up.
Oh man, it's just great. You know what I miss too is it's like here I have for as long as I've lived here, I have yet to find a real good Italian restaurant. The easiest food in the world to make. I have yet to find a real good Italian restaurant.
Really?
In Chicago, I'd have to argue about which one was the best.
I can think of 10 off the top of my head. You know what I mean? There's a million great places to eat Italian, yeah.
Exactly. What's the food like in LA?
I like the food in LA. We got a little bit of everything here, man. You know, well, first of all, they got into a barbecue kick here a few years ago. So there's barbecue places that have popped up everywhere. And then they got into this burger gastro thing, which is good, but now they found a way to charge like $18 for a burger, which is that's the catch. It's like they call it a gourmet burger, and you're like, all right, whatever. And you can go to Carl's Jr.
No bun.
Yeah, no. But it's not. But the rest of it's not. Yeah, it's not bad. They just, you know what they did open here just recently. The kids and I went last week to a place called damn it, I can't remember the name of it. It's but it's a Cajun place. It's a New Orleans Cajun food. Not a mile and a half from my house. And I saw the menu, and the girls and I go, we got to go in there and try it. So we got a bunch of stuff. We got a whole bunch of stuff. And it was great, dude. I mean, it was all good. They had the oyster po' boy, and they have shrimp and grits there. They have all that stuff. Jambalaya.
I love jambalaya.
Oh, it's really good.
Etouffee. I love a nice crawfish etouffee. But that was another thing. Remember when when we leave out of New Orleans, that was like you had to fight to see where you wanted to go eat.
I love that port.
What great food in there.
I love being on that ship for like it was the Dream and the Magic that were out there for a while. But I would like being on it for like a week or two because you get like 2 or 3 days to walk around and hang out in New Orleans, so you can spread out. You know, and the Mother's is just like a mile or two from the ship, so it's like right around the corner. So I went there a bunch of times. But boy, and that's the thing. There's so many good places to eat there. It's
But I find out, through all the stuff and not working and stuff, a lot of people have gained weight. I've lost 55 pounds.
You what? You've lost
I lost
55 pounds?
55 pounds.
Did you really?
Well, I started back in October. October 1st of last year, I weighed myself. I weighed
Okay.
234 pounds, the most I'd ever weighed in my life.
Okay.
And I said, this is going to stop. So I started, trying to eat better and exercising more. And
Yeah.
this morning when I weighed myself, I was 179.
Wow. Good for you, man. That's great. That's really
Yeah,
good.
well, can't afford food, Lenny. Really, sir? Are you going to eat that bark?
Do you
This is
mind?
my tree.
Do you mind if I lick on your plate when you're done?
Yeah, exactly. I'm the new bus boy.
And the new
And I take the pictures from my car.
Well, I started doing. I'm down. I've always been heavier than I'm around 240 right now, but I was as high as 285. So I've gotten down. I've gone down
Really?
45 pounds in the last. Yeah, I'm heavier than I look. I've always been like heavier than I look. But and
Yeah,
now
I
I'm
don't know why.
losing. I'm
You're
losing
better like
muscle
that.
density. Yeah, but I'm not. Also now I'm not lifting much because I'm not at the gym. So
Right.
I know I'm losing muscle density, which is not a good move at 56 or whatever. To be losing
Yeah,
muscle density.
a gym's open there?
No, they're not open here. They were, and then they closed them, and now they're closed again. So
Really?
yeah, so I don't. And then on top, I do the
Here,
working out.
everything is open.
They what?
Everything's open here.
Is it
Yeah,
really?
everything is open.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
no
just you
not
can
here.
go to the gym, you can go and then directly to the funeral home.
That's good. They should have like a group thing, like a group. If you go to the gym afterwards, the funeral home is 10% off for your casket
Yeah,
for
with
hanging
the
out.
shuttle.
Yeah. What is open here is the bars. They keep some of these bars are open, and they're doing the whole you get a drink outside thing. But
Yeah.
everybody found a patio. Everybody has found a way to have an outdoor seating. It's like everybody bought card tables and put them out in front of their
Right.
stores. Some places have
And
blocked off their parking
we used to
lots.
call those sidewalks.
You what?
We used to call those sidewalks.
Yeah. Well, not anymore. Now it's a whole dance floor. It's all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah,
And
now, how do they do the social distancing thing?
no. At some of these bars they don't, and I don't go. I don't go to any of these bars. There's one bar I've gone to once or twice. A buddy of mine owns up the street, and we'll go on Monday. But literally, we're the only like 6, 7 people that are in there. We know the bartender, and we social distance, so we hang
Right.
with our friends, and we wear masks, we had all that stuff. But there's other
Right.
places that have even blocked out parts of the street. I don't know how they're getting away with it. It's got to be a permit thing or something, but they're doing it. I mean, I guess I'm happy
Yeah.
that they're making money because places are trying to survive, But some of these, there's a few places here in the valley that are not, they are not proper. They are not social distancing. There's some of them that are packed where I pull up and I'm like, this is insane. You know what I mean? Because I do Uber Eats at night now, late at night, like usually really late. When I get done here and the kids come home, I go out from 10 till 2 or 3 in the morning and I'll deliver food, believe it or not. You wouldn't believe how many people are ordering fucking McDonald's at 2 in the morning. And I'm driving McDonald's through.
Really?
Yeah, it's insane, dude. It's
That's,
insane. Yeah,
that's
I
got to
can't.
be the ultimate oxymoron is McDonald's delivery.
Dude, I don't get it. I spend more. I spent from. I mean, there's a lot of stuff till like 12 in the morning or 1, but from 1 o'clock on, man, it's McDonald's till they close, and there's always like one that's open. You got to go to it, and I'm amazed how many people are at home ordering McDonald's. I'm
Now,
like,
how does that work? But how does that work for you? Do you have to go to the drive-through or?
yeah, I go to the drive-through. So I pull up to the drive-through and I go, I have an Uber Eat order. And McDonald's, they have a code. They'll ask you for the code. And I'll give them the code and they'll go, just drive up. And McDonald's has a whole system. They put everything in one bag and seal it. And I think it's because, I don't know, maybe they just do that for me because they're afraid I'm going to eat some of the food in the bag. I think that could be it. Because they give me a huge bag and it's all sealed and stapled and you know what I mean? It's like it's got a crest, the old English wax crest on the corner. So I put it in the
Really?
bag. Yeah. So it's totally sealed and I got to bring it to a customer. And most places have it. Most places have the food really sealed up so you can't get it into the bag. And they'll put everything, including the drinks, in the bag. And then I'll drive and just drop it off. Most of the time it's drop it on the patio. I get a drop at door. So I walk up, put it at the door, text them. I won't even see a customer.
Really?
Yeah. There's one
Okay,
McDonald's
so-
down the street I was at the other night 10 times in a row. I kept every 15 minutes it kept coming back. Like, hey, what's up? How you
Well,
doing?
can't you take multiple orders?
Yeah, you
Or it's
can,
just
but
one
I
order at a
I
time?
don't know how they figure it out because I think here's what I think they do. They figure out the restaurant you're closest to, and then they have you pick it up with no consideration where the food's going. Because I've had sometimes I've picked up 2 orders, but sometimes I've picked up 1 and gone and delivered and come back to the same restaurant, picked up more. But sometimes I don't understand this. They'll do this. They have me pick up food at a McDonald's and then have me drive. There was a delivery I turned down the other day that was all the way to Pacoima. I won't go to Pacoima anymore. It's not the greatest neighborhood. I've been there twice. It's not, 2 in the morning. I'm walking through a street party with Big Macs, just trying to deliver them. It's just not safe. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound good. Yeah, people are like, "Where's my food, motherfucker?" I'm like, I'll be right back. I'll bring you a burger. So, but I wonder.
You don't have to.
Yeah, sometimes I'll just give food away and just go, I'll pay for it. I don't care. But here's what they do. I'll pick up food at a McDonald's, and they'll have me deliver to a guy, but I'll pass like 7 McDonald's on the way to his house after I pick up the food. And I'm like, why? I don't understand why I'm picking up food at this McDonald's and driving 10 miles past 7 McDonald's. Isn't there another guy or somebody over here that can do this run? And why am I...
Doesn't the app pick the closest place?
I don't know why they. You know what they do it to? No, I don't know how they do it. In fact, I noticed it the other day because I also there's two ice cream places. There's Cold Stone and a place called Dalai Lama, which is a waffle cone joint. But I'll go there and pick up. They have me. Yeah, that's what it's called. I swear it's called. It's called. It is. It sells ice cream. Yeah, Dalai Lama. I said there's nothing more American. Nothing more American. I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything more American than an ice cream. Like maybe a burrito place called Buddha's Place. That's the only thing I can think of that'd be more American. You know what I mean? Where you're pulling in Dalai Lama. You're like, hey, let me get the triple cone chocolate dipped. You know what I mean? That's America at its best right there. But yes, I picked it.
And we bring it to you peacefully.
Peacefully, we do. Namaste. Namaste. So, but I pick up multiple orders and I'm delivering, but now I'm delivering multiple ice cream orders. You know what I mean? So I'm like, that doesn't seem right. I don't have a freezer in the car. I know that. So.
Well, you turn around and go, yeah, I brought you your chocolate chip soup.
Soup. You want a straw for that chocolate chip?
Here you go. I ordered ice cream. Should I get a spoon? Not for this ice cream.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Dalai Lama waffle cones.
Yeah, that's what it's called. It's amazing.
Oh, my God. Here we got a great ice cream place called Brewster's. The ice cream is great. You can go to the drive-thru and stuff. Actually, you can go in and pick it out yourself. Put your hand in the ice cream. We don't care.
You guys are just daring COVID. Everything. Atlanta's like, screw it. Don't wash your hands.
They sent kids back to school. Now, what is it? 120 people had to quarantine after the first 2 days.
Oh, I heard about that. I heard. Right?
If they don't care about kids, what chance do I have?
You have zero chance, my friend. Zero. They will.
Today, get in the truck.
Yeah. They will step over your quivering body to drop off an ice cream delivery somewhere. They don't care.
Absolutely. Where's your mask, dead person?
Oh man. All right, man.
It's crazy.
Let's go back to the board. Let me see. Some people have posted things, so I'm going to comment. Robbie, one of my regular listeners or regular viewers, Robbie Davis said that she's been to Dreamland Barbecue and it's amazing. It's good. She's had it. So there you go. She got your back. Robbie also says congratulations on the weight loss. Good. What else
this is what happens when you kiss the wrong guy. He said it was his first time too.
Who else is here? That's Nagel. Yeah. Oh, okay. We covered that. Russ Nagel. I guess. All right. That's good. And then a lot of people. Oh, Robbie, of course. Robbie Davis, who I just mentioned, is a regular at Zany's in Chicago, and she was at my taping when I taped my last album. She's a big, huge supporter of Zany's in Chicago, so she's very aware of Tim Walco. So when we brought up Tim, she made a bunch of comments. She's a big fan.
You got to have Tim on. He's a great guy. We talk quite often. Well, I talk to a lot of comedians. I call people up, make sure they're okay. More about the mental state of the whole thing.
Right.
And when you do something all your life or for a significant part of your life, and then it wasn't like we phased out. It just stopped.
Yeah. I think that's the hardest thing is that everything, like you said, from March 15th on, it's just been like a whole. For the first 3 weeks, I stood around confused, just like what, drinking scotch, like I mean, it really took me a while to get my head wrapped around it. And now you've gone through so many different levels. Now I'm almost at the level where I'm actually settling into a point where it may never come back. I still don't think that. I'm positive. I'm like, I think cruises will be back. It'll be the end of the year. But I'm starting to think it's been pretty long. What if 6 months from now we're still sitting here in the same position? What am I going to be doing for money? You know what I mean? I mean, this is all he can do.
Well, we'll just. I'm just going to sit in my underwear and count the nuts in the Mr. Good bar.
Dude, can you get paid for that in Atlanta? Because they won't pay you for that here.
Oh, they will for the way I do it.
Wow.
You think
good
that
for you.
Donkey in Mexico was cool?
Good for you for finding another skill. I'm impressed. That's very good.
Hey, you got to adapt. You got to reinvent yourself.
That's what I'm trying. I was talking to the girls the other day. I'm trying to think about I need to start thinking about what I'm going to be doing career-wise next because I don't know. Also, I didn't invest well. So my investment plan was to pick up a good another 4 years of cruises and I'd be good. And now that's gone. So I don't know what I can do because there's not a lot of manual labor jobs I can do. You know what I mean? I'm at the point where I only got maybe 4 more years of even manual labor now. I'm exhausted. It hurts.
I can't do nothing. I pick up a hammer, I want to die. I'm going to find me an old broad with her own oxygen.
There you go. Yeah. And then you're saying you have to worry about nothing. If you could just make her laugh. Just make her laugh.
I'm trying to catch at the villages. That's something else. Everybody thinks that because we're older, we're not hip, we don't know anything. The villages, and I'm sure you've heard about it, they had that big story about them, the guy with the white power thing, but that's irrelevant. It's a 55 and older community in Florida between Orlando and Ocala.
Yeah.
And they have the highest concentration of STDs in the world.
That doesn't surprise me.
55? Yeah, look, 55. I'm going in, baby, because I saw your ovaries on the dresser.
Well, I'm 55 and I'm single, and that does not surprise me. Plus, you remember people that are 60 now, you got to remember they were teenagers back in the 70s, the mid to late 70s. You know what I mean?
Hey, look, somebody born in 1990 is 30 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm 65.
Wow, you look good for 65, Manny.
I think I have enough money to live the rest of my life, provided I die Thursday.
That's good. I like that. Well, I keep joking with the kids. I got a good insurance policy, so I keep telling the kids, I'm like, you guys will be all right. You guys are fine. You guys, if anything goes wrong, you're probably in better shape.
Yeah, and they're at the hardware store picking out ice picks.
Yeah, they are. They're making me dinner every night. My stomach hurts. I don't understand that. I'm like, oh.
What's that? It's sugar.
Yeah. Is that blood in my soup? No, Dad, it's not. Okay.
Whatever urine.
Everything's fine, Dad. What's the PIN number for your debit card?
Can you talk a little louder?
I can't hear you.
I know. I'll be okay for a little while, but after a while the money's going to run out, and then what do we do?
I don't know, man. I still think I think we'll be cruising by Christmas. We'll see. I'm hoping. I'm hoping they.
From your mouth to God's ears, because
Yeah.
it's a great job for all of us, and the quality of comedy is great. It's not like in the old days where if you were a board act, it means you could juggle and had a trunk.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Just showed up. Yeah.
No, it's not like that anymore. And I tell people, when I first went to the ships, and I haven't been on there that long, about 8 years. When I first went, I resisted and resisted and resisted, and everybody, you're a boat act, you're a boat act. Now I get 5, 6 phone calls a day. Any way you can get me on?
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
You think you can get me on? I go, I don't know nobody.
Yeah. No.
I don't even know me anymore.
Yeah. I can't help you. I can't help you. Well, I would get the thing in LA too, because we got all the the LA comics here, and some guys would be like, "What do I got to do to get that boat gig?" And I always say 2 things. I go, "You need to have an hour clean. You got to have an hour of clean material."
Right.
And they're like, "Well, fuck that. That's bullshit. I don't want to be censored." I'm like, "Okay, well then you're out. You're done. You're gone. Okay, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue with you, but you got to have an hour clean."
Here when nobody can hear you.
Yeah, right. I go, you still get to do adult shows, but you have to also do clean shows. And they're like, and I go, you can't.
I enjoy the PG shows more. I mean, and not only from a comedian standpoint, but just the fact that if I can get a kid to laugh,
Yeah.
To me, that's like the ultimate compliment.
Yeah. Well, that was always like one of the things when I showed that clip. I love that clip so much because I used to teach comedy and improv to kids here at my daughter's school when they were little, and I was still married and stuff. So I worked with kids for years. So when I started doing those PG shows, I would bring the kids up on stage and we'd do improv and do all kinds of stuff and joke around. And kids for me are easy to make laugh. And I also thought it was a challenge to go up and be funny and do the type of material I wanted to do and be clean in front of that audience.
Right.
You know what I mean? And not just be clean, but do stuff you want to do. Because you can hide a lot of hidden innuendos in a clean show. I saw the Wiggles live once, and they were hilarious. I laughed so hard.
This conversation's over. This conversation is over. You and your damn Wiggles. Over to the Wiggles.
I didn't go by myself. I had brought the kids. The kids were little. They were big Wiggles fans. I had to go. They were funny.
Oh, good.
They had a lot of hidden jokes for the adults, is my point.
See, I took my nephew once to see the Ninja Turtles.
How was that? Were they live?
I spent 2 hours with 10,000 people I never want to see again. It was just, oh my God. And they're so, because kids are so rabid in their enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And it's like at the end of every PG show, I go, look, you might see me walking around the ship. If you see me, don't talk to me.
Don't talk to the crazy old man. Leave me alone.
And then I tell him, I go, because last time I was on the cruise, this kid, I'm standing next to the head of security. This kid comes running from one end of Lido deck up to me, looks me dead in the eye. He says, I had a great time with you last night. So now these kids walk around the ship. I'll be walking. They'll see me. They go, hey, I had a great time with you last night.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's great. What are you doing? What are you doing, kid?
And kids are smart. There's my nephews when they were little kids. I took them to the hellhole place called Dave and Buster's.
Oh God, yeah.
We get there, and I said, we were there for a few hours. Thank God they had a bar, but. I'm standing. I walk up to the kids and I walk up to my nephew and he goes, "Let's go, come on, it's time to go." He goes, "I don't know you."
Oh no, really? Oh, that's not cool. That is not cool at all.
I don't know you. Who are you? Stranger danger.
Oh no.
I'm telling you, little bastards. That's why I don't have kids.
Yeah, my daughters we'd be out driving around. My youngest used to play this joke all the time where I would say, let's go. And she would joke yelling out the window, help, help, I'm being kidnapped, help. And I would look at her and go, hey, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. And she's like, oh, is that really bad? I go, that's a terrible thing to do. I go, I can get shot. Stop it. It's not funny at all.
Little things. It's they are. Sometimes, and I love kids. I mean, I really adore children, and I think they're funny. But I got to tell you, there's a limit. I'll get you sugared up and send you back to your parents.
Yeah, you're that guy. I know you are. I have a lot of friends like you. Yeah.
Yep.
No,
What do you want? I want chocolate. Get as much as you want.
yeah.
Your father said, I'm in charge.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
like hating their father, but at an accelerated rate.
It's a much quicker, aggressive anger. All right.
Exactly.
Well, you seem a little angrier than you normally are. Dude, that's the best.
Oh, God.
Holy crap, it's 10 after 7. Dude, we got to go. This was great. That went by like nothing. This is like we're having lunch.
I know.
Oh,
Thank you so much,
good.
Lenny. And for all those people who are still watching, watch this all the time. I do. I would never endorse something that I wouldn't do myself. You do a terrific job, Lenny, and I'm honored to be a guest.
Thank you. I'm glad that you were here. You were great. Two things really quick. Robbie Davis, again, who's still watching the show, said if we're looking for work after this, we already have masks. We could rob a bank. So I don't know if that's an option. But Robbie, not only did Robbie tell us to do that, but she typed it here so I can actually blame her in a court case and say, well, she said I should rob a bank. Yeah. What do you got? You got an album out? You want to plug a website? What do you got going on, man? You got a dry bar? You got a CD?
MannyOliveira.com. I got a rap tune that I'm working on that I'm getting ready to shoot.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
I'm a boomer.
It's called
Thank
what?
you so much, man.
Dude, thank you so much for being here, man. This was the best. Thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it. Everybody, give it up for the one and only Manny Oliveira. Everyone needs to clap right now for my good friend Manny Oliveira. There you go. That's him, man. Guys, you were great today. Thank you so much for tuning in again so much. Also, if you enjoy the show, please tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday live. We will be here. There's also shows on Tuesday and Thursday, sometimes live. We mix in different stuff. We upload content. But we are always live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you enjoy the show, you want to support the show in any way, shape, or form, let's say you want to do it financially. Bam, you can do it right there. Look at that thing right there. Go to lennyschmidt.com/if you can. You can go there and you can sponsor or donate as much money as you want, anywhere from $1 to $100,000. There's a clip that you can. There's actually a button for. I'm going to fix it when I get off here. You can clip $1. You can clip $2. You can clip $100,000. Don't make a mistake or do it as a joke because it takes me forever to refund that money back. So there you go. But yeah, if you want to support the show financially, please do so there at that webpage, lennyschmidt.com/if you can, or you can Venmo, simple, at Lenny Schmidt. You can also Venmo through the webpage. All that stuff is listed there. If you don't want to, or let's say you can't afford to support financially, that's cool, and you enjoy the show, thank you. Keep coming, keep supporting, keep watching. I'll be here all the time. It's not going to cost you a dime, but you know what you could do? Like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Do that for me right now. That would be really, that would be the best. And there's a lot of people watching. Make sure you like. I should have as many, I would love to have as many likes as I do views, and that doesn't always happen. So if the second you play this video, please just hit the little thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel, even share the video to some of your friends. That would be great. The rest of you have a good weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Patreon members, I'll be sending a message out to you guys tonight. We'll be talking about tomorrow and a very special show I have next Saturday. And that's about it. Next week, we have 3 guests. Also, comics next week. We have Cullen Moulton that'll be here Monday. Rich Chassler, a good friend of mine, will be here Wednesday. And Gary Cannon will be here on Friday. That is who's here next week. The rest of you, enjoy your weekend. Have a good time. Take care of yourselves. And as always, do me a favor, dream of Pinky.
Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy is hosted and produced by, well, Lenny Schmidt, duh. If you enjoyed today's show, like the video on YouTube, give it a thumbs up or a way to go or whatever the most popular social media thing these kids today are doing. It goes a long way and it really helps us out. Check the description below for info on all today's guests, as well as the host. If you're a fan, you can follow them, like them, or even support them. Go to their site or page and hit their Venmo, PayPal, buy a shirt, an album, a download. Anything you will spend will literally help save the arts. In fact, if you want to support this show, just go to Venmo at Lenny Schmidt. It will help pay for all the stuff that my dad keeps breaking. Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy airs on Facebook Live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Each show is recorded, then uploaded to YouTube and released as a podcast the very next day. Also at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Everything's 6 p.m. We keep it simple. That's all we can handle. Thank you for listening to my dad's show, and as always, dream of Pinky.